Yeah, I play against Vlad a lot on
Oh,
ladder.
you do? In the PvP?
And well, TVP and PvP. I think he's got a winning record against my Terran.
Oh,
But
really? Wow.
now that I've learned to hold cannon rushes, we're getting a bit more even in PvP.
Oh, wow. Does he cannon rush you on ladder all
Um,
the time?
yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
wow.
think he wants the easy win versus the noob. So, he cannon rushes. But Simu, I haven't played him before, but I've watched his stream.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he does stream a lot.
Several times a week. So
Yeah, no. Good stream. Can be very educational, especially if you want to gamble on slot machines. It seems like all of his Twitch chat is constantly gambling. Now, so in the top right-hand corner, spawning as the light blue Zerg, we've got Siumo. It does say Nutrigrain, but this is also Siumo. And then in the bottom right-hand corner, spawning as the orange Protoss, we do have Vladizor.
yeah. Well, he's already got an advantage with the color.
That's true. I do like the orange. Do you like the orange color?
Yeah, I like orange, but I struggle with the Nexus a bit. You know, it's just too old school. That's what they looked exactly like in Brood War.
They do.
You got all these pretty graphics, and then the terrible Protoss skin. But he also has a trophy, which
yeah.
As soon as I scout someone with a trophy, I'm pretty scared.
Yep, they play the game very seriously. They want to get those trophies. Okay. It seems very standard for now. Sorry, just 1 second.
So I'm hoping my analysis this time's a bit better. After years of self-abuse playing Terran, I finally reformed. I'm a reformed Protoss player now.
Alright, so you think you'll stick with Protoss for a while and then swap over to Zerg, a little bit later, or you just stick with Protoss?
Yeah, look, it's better for my physical and mental health if I can play at 100 APM less. But in saying that, I have lost about 500 APM, so I'm not really sure what 500 MMR. So I'm not really sure what that says, but yeah, I'm enjoying myself, and I've probably played about 300 ladder games now with Protoss.
Really?
So I think I know a lot more about the matchup.
Yeah, I think like Protoss is like definitely when you start learning Protoss, you'll just lose to so many different all-ins because like the way that you hold them is like you have to have like a perfectly positioned wall. Especially against Zerg, there's like Ling run bys, there's Roach run bys. Against Ling run bys, you need the wall, like a unit in the wall. Against Roaches, you need a shield battery, and you need to have like Stalkers and maybe an Immortal. A lot of things like that. I feel like a lot of the holds are very paper thin sometimes.
Yeah, and like you said, SimCity is incredibly important. And especially in the Wild West of, in Diamond, because there is all those crazy all-ins being thrown out.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Interesting here, Simo's gone for 6 Zerglings, so...
Yeah, one more than usual.
I think that, four's the normal. If I see anything more than 4, it's red alert for me. I'm throwing up a battery, maybe a wall, second Stalker or something like that.
Well, we do see the shield battery. Like, it has gotten a little bit of a reaction. There is actually a Twilight down, but there's no upgrade. It's been down for a long time. Vlad has had 200
battery
and something gas. Oh, I think he's forgotten this this glaive. Like, this is a very late glaive. I think he wants to also build a warp prism, but doesn't have enough minerals. We'll see if warp prism. I reckon a warp prism will start anytime soon now.
He thinks he's getting all in because I reckon he saw 6 Lings. He saw them coming down the left side of the map. He's thrown up a second battery, so he's a bit scared. How many gates has he got? Well, he's got 2 gates, so you can't do an adept. Well, the proper adept build, which hits at like 4.
Yeah,
I think 440. You warp in another 4, so yeah, he's.
It almost looks like he's
going to. The volume of Lings has thrown him off.
Yeah, definitely. It's like he wanted to play defensive, and now he's maybe going to push out with like 2 gate glaive adepts. But like Sumo's scouting this right now, so Siumo knows that there's literally no gateways. Maybe all the gateways could be at the natural, but like, I don't know. I think Vlad's probably just going to take a 3rd base here and probably pretend to like adept harass with the warp prism.
Yeah, could be it. That could definitely be it. Now the skins are working for me. They're the weirdest looking roaches.
uh,
Are they working for you?
yeah, they do look pretty weird. Yes.
And the stalker, that's like a white, sort of weird looking stalker. So I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
the skins do work.
Okay. Oh, it looks like some of these adepts are going to get picked off, but 2 of them do shade down. 1, 2, 3 workers, 4 workers. So they got a bit of damage, but I don't know. 4 workers for 4 whole adepts. I don't like that trade. It does look like Vlad was about to expand, but the Ling does pick off the probe. So he's in.
He salvaged something with those.
Yeah.
Adepts, but hey, can you pick up adepts that are shading?
I don't believe so. I think you have to cancel first and then pick up. Okay. From what I've remembered, just like a disruptor, I don't think you can pick it up while it's shooting the ball out. The ball has to either stop, I believe. I'm not sure if you can even cancel.
Yeah, disruptor. I don't think you can pick it up.
Yeah.
This is a weird build by Vlad.
Yeah.
This is
this is a
very tech heavy, because he's going into
Storm.
Immortal Storm straight away and doesn't have his third up.
Yeah.
If you watch someone like Showtime or Stats, what they tend to do is they'll make the Immortals, then they'll get Storm to try and take a pretty quick fourth, like 7.5 minutes, and they spend the next 3 minutes, warding off Zerg with Storms and Immortals. But he's sort of doing the same thing off 1 less base.
Yeah. Okay, a little bit of adept damage here. This is all right, and there's only 2 adepts as well. This is better harass than his previous harass. It's gotten 1 more worker, and it only costs 2 adepts.
Yeah, it got more done than the 4 in the main.
Yeah,
definitely. But you can see sort of the impact of the slightly stagnated build where he's got big oversaturation at his nat. So what is he? He's nearly 10 probes over saturated his nat.
Mm-hmm.
I like his immortal count. I like that he's getting his gateways up.
Oh,
I
quite like this because I think Siumo really wants to go across the map with these roaches right now, but there's a warp in of adepts, so I think they have to all turn around here. And this is the critical time where he's got 10 roaches building. He really just wants to send them all across the map and deny it and cancel this third. But these 3 adepts are just gonna delay. It means more probes can get put down. There'll probably be more defense being built by the time that the roaches actually get across the map. And they've killed 9 workers so far. Yeah. So I don't know. 16 workers, 16 drones just started getting built. Which will...
Yeah, it started off with pretty modest harass, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
He's continued it going, and it actually looks pretty annoying. One thing for Siumo is he's got a bit of an overlord farm up the the top of the map. If he just had them spread around, maybe the air between his main and his third, then he might be able to see it a bit better and get that early warning.
Yeah. Also, there's 7 roaches sitting at home. There is no roach speed here, and he's just walking in with all these roaches. And there's 2 immortals.
Good Storm.
Storm's not that great against roaches. Roaches have a lot of health. It kind of, it's a really good move. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, roaches are not usually what you want Storm for. I think it takes 3 storms constantly on roaches. Okay, shield battery overcharge goes down.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what Siumo wanted to do. He wanted to get across the map, pressure the third, but he's looking pretty good here, Vlad, because with his immortals, the shield battery, and storm, I think he can defend.
Yeah, I mean shield batteries. The shield batteries don't have any energy now. I think if Siumo had roach speed, he would be able to resupply his reinforce with his the roaches that he's currently building, but. They're going to be, as soon as they get off creep, they're going to take a very long time to get over here.
Yeah, I mean, he straight up forgot, obviously.
Yeah.
But I guess the saving grace a little bit for roaches is they got a bit of range, so it's not quite as noticeable that if, compared to if you forget.
Yeah.
Zealot legs, right? It's, you see that straight away and you pretty much lose the fight.
Yeah, and he's building 16 more roaches.
Siumo's eco is great. Vlad's expanding.
Siumo is down 5 workers though.
He's 2. Because his main, yeah, right. Because his main and his nat are not saturated, but his 4th is.
Yeah. Okay, now he's getting roach speed now. I think he's identified. Wow, roach speed is a relatively fast upgrade. So coming around this top side, might be able to do a little bit of damage on this wall, but there is still 2 turrets here. And a shield battery. Shield battery overcharge, I believe, is up.
Look at that. That's the Iron Curtain there. You cannot get through.
Yep, and I like this movement from Vlad. We'll be able to sandwich these units, but Siumo does recognize it and moves around. And maybe it's like, now Vlad's kind of getting his army sandwiched. Oh, those storms.
All his storms have been money.
Yeah.
They've been great.
Siumo is floating a lot of minerals here, though.
Yeah, well, he hasn't got his 7th gas.
Oh, okay,
I'm not sure why that is. Like, he probably he's busy doing things. This is where you go, like, what does he put his money into? The army that Vlad's got is not great against heavy ling.
Yeah, yep.
But it's all going to depend on, like, if you can pincer, if you can surround, and get into the right spot.
There is a big surround here, but there's still 4 immortals. Like, and there's still probably what, 1 storm, maybe? Oh,
yeah. And I think he's out so far here, right? That after this goes bad, like as soon as he thinks he's in trouble, then he can probably recall because of the DPS of the Roach. He might lose like 1 immortal, but it would still let him get home. But when I say that, in comes the Zealot reinforcements, so
yeah,
he's pretty sweet. He's also way up in supply, which is super scary. PvZ.
Yeah, definitely.
You always want to be up.
Yeah, Sumo's floating a lot. Probably needed a macro hatch at some point and to take those extra gases. DTs are being run in now. This is problematic. There's no spores on any of Sumo's bases. I think this will probably be the blow. Actually, just backing up with the army because he knows that the DTs are getting in doing damage.
Massive damage. It's 23 workers down. This is it's so powerful with Protoss where if you can get into the difficult bit is getting into a spot where you can put on aggression without dying or getting counterattacked or whatever.
Yeah.
But once you do, then you can start sending like little hit squads around to the the satellite bases, which can be DTs, mass Zealot, whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for Zerg to handle.
Oh yeah, definitely. There needs to be spores. There needs to be spines.
And it just makes you look away from the main fight.
GG, well played. Game 1 goes to Vladizor. Yeah, that was a bit of an interesting game. Wow, Siumo playing at 300 APM. Next map, GG, well played.
Dread have giant APMs.
Yeah. Yeah, Dread.
Because Dread plays at like 350.
Yeah, I don't know how he gets it up to that point. Playing Protoss as well, so he probably only needs 50, but he plays on like 350. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah, I think I go between like 150 and 200 with Protoss.
Yeah,
and it would be 50 or so less than what I play with Terran, but it's a very different.
I think also
very different race.
Like just the idea of like cycling through your production just adds a little bit of APM to it as well. Well, that's what Terran. I find. My Terran APM is a lot higher, and it's also because like the units need more micro unless you go like Phoenixes for Protoss. Most of the other units are a lot less micro dependent. But like I find that just going through the normal production stages and stuff like that, whereas like for Protoss, you just press W and you just warp in a bunch of units in a second. Well, that's what I find anyway.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. The mindless kind of macro side of Terran is just building units, and that becomes mindless and automatic.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it, like if you can't use all your racks properly, then you need to make a few more. But that I think that gives you probably an extra 20 or 30 APM.
Yeah. Oops.
Over Protoss for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I want to.
So we've got another big map here.
Yeah. What I want to see though is I want to see Dreadlord play Terran, because if he's already getting 300, 350 APM on Protoss, does it hit 400? Is it possible for 450 on Terran?
I did hear the DreamHack broadcast the other day when Clem and Rayner were playing. They were talking about APM versus EPM.
Yeah.
And EPM is effective, effective actions per minute.
Yeah.
EAPM, and they both had nearing 300, which is
300
absolutely
EPM.
It's inhuman. So they were playing at both around 480 or 500 APM with EPMs of 260 or 270.
Wow.
If you look at someone like Innovation and Sue, both really super fast, really good macro. Yeah, I reckon I've watched a few of their replays and they top out at. If you're at 200 or 190, that is seriously good. You're a pro gamer. So
wow. Well, there you go. I have to make it to that number, and then do I get a certificate, or I probably have to win a few games.
I think you'd shoot up the ranks, but yeah, I'm too old and I'll never get there now. But something to always work for.
Well.
But then again, an APM is one of the least probably properly used and understood things that you can be clicking a lot of buttons, but if you're
not making the correct
right
actions,
thing and having your screen in the right area, then it's useless.
I mean, I think there's been a number of Protosses in history that have gotten to GM and pro play with very, very little APM.
Yep. The most famous one I know is Stork. So Stork still is a great Brood War player.
Okay, yeah.
Really, really amazing Protoss Brood War player. Probably the most decorated best ever, and he plays at 220 most games. And then you got players like Flash and Zero and all these other gods that are they play at 400.
Yeah.
And Stork beats them regularly. So it's more about clicking things at the right time and understanding the game.
Yeah.
Being able to do two things at once that are both irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to take your different advantages. Like some players are probably going to be just mechanically better than other players, where other players might make better decisions, like what unit compositions, like what read as identifying like all-ins and things like that, just a little bit better. And people have probably different edges, and I think that they're all very, very important.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess what you're talking about is strategic or tactical decisions of where you fight on the map or what units you make.
Yeah.
That your understanding of that is super, super important compared to mechanically just being able to make more units.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, definitely.
But that's why the game's beautiful, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You can be good at one or the other, and then if you are good at one, then you work on the other, and then you become a more well-rounded, complete player. So.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, do we see what we have here for Siumo?
Guys off gas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at Vlad's taking a lot of guys off gas. It looks
like a charge lot.
It looks to me like some kind of charge lot build. So what's Siumo?
Oh no. The standard 4-gate Oracle push. You actually take 3 guys off gas, and then you send them down to your natural until that's saturated, and then you start putting them back on gas later.
That's exactly what he did. I thought you took 1 off on each, but he took 3 off. And
I was going to say, like, Siumo, though, has a lot of lings. There's no shield battery here. I reckon this will just...
blind battery this game.
Yeah, there's no battery. But also, Siumo had been stockpiling the lings in his main. I reckon this, unless a probe comes over right now to pylon block... Ooh. Yeah, I reckon this will just be... Oh, it's going to be close. No.
It's scary, but it does feel late.
Yeah, no. No. That's a full wall. I didn't realize that. Wow, that is cute.
That's still massive.
That is cute.
That battery's going to go down. He needs to wall again.
I think Siumo needs to get in and surround the shield battery. Oh!
He's got more coming.
Yeah, there's more lings coming across the map. He does
10 more lings in production.
minerals, though. Like... I think he could get another queen or something, but I think he needs to surround the shield battery. Just kill the shield battery.
Yeah, he's not targeting.
Okay, now he's starting to target it, and it's a lot better. But there's a fair few zealots here. The probes are pulled, which you never want to see. Re-walling, but it doesn't matter. Like the wall doesn't go down fine. There's still a gap. Oh, I don't know.
I think this game's going to even up.
Wow, actually. I'm kind of shocked. And if you still look at the worker, Vlad still has more workers. I actually thought Vlad had lost this. I thought that the Lynx got in, but it looks like the Zealot will be killed. There's still no shield battery here, so there's still a lot of Lynx. I think more pylons are going to go down. But we also have to realize that if Vlad does hold this, Siumo has no tech other than Lynx. A lot of Lynx.
His only advantage is the third hatch.
Yeah, these Lynx get in. There's not a lot of units. Yeah. We needed to see more shield batteries down. I don't know. There's 3 Adepts with Blade. Pretty decent, but there's a few Lynx running into the main.
Kicked in.
I think if that pylon goes down, there's no production from... Oh no, there's more gateways in the main.
Alright, he's got the wall off now.
Yeah. But the work is in the main. The pylon's going to go down here again. I think yeah, definitely needs to target that pylon, but there's like no surface area on that pylon.
He's lost mining time in the main.
Yeah, the gateway on the right. This is still such a tight hold. The gateway goes down. Lings get in again. More Lings are flooding in. Wow. This is such a close game. I think Sumo's going to take it. Although Vlad is still up workers, I think he should have whooped in a few sentries at some point. It does have a lot of gas. That could have been like 2 whole sentries.
It is amazing he was still up on probes.
Yeah, he was still up on probes.
He has really been hanging tough.
Yeah, I think this is the killing blow.
Oh, GG.
Damn.
Yeah, the common folk, the people are happy with that one. maybe not by the way the win came about.
Hey.
Everyone wants a game 3.
Yeah.
Sumo got his Master Chef second chance here, so I'm pumped to watch another one.
Yeah, me too. So I think we've had Death Aura and Ice and Chrome, so the last map is Everdream. Yeah, no, that was exciting. I like players playing unconventional, at least one of the games. You can't always play a macro game every time because people can just punish you just for playing a macro game. They're like, well, because like, say for example, I was having a discussion with Champy the other day about this as well. Like, I know Champy really likes to play macro, just wants the game to go longer, to go into normal, you know, very, very macro style game. And what I can do is, because I know that, I can actually abuse that. So, like, say if I was versing you with Terran, I could go, like, a CC into a CC, which would ordinarily lose to most Protoss pushes. But because I know that he plays macro, it's not going to happen. Okay, both players are ready. We'll give him some random skins.
Nice. Yeah, what you're saying is right. I think it's the mindset that Champy has, and is to learn a macro build and learn all parts of the game.
Oh, yeah.
So the more macro games you get in, the more times you're gonna have a third base, for example, or the more times you'll go up to 4 base and you'll be fighting with a late game army.
Yeah.
So you'll learn how the game branches off a bit more, and then how like late game units fight against each other. Quite often you might go into like a unit tester and go, what is, like, one I know is the carriers versus Tempest. So it's like a super late game Protoss versus Protoss. It might be Stalker Disruptor carrier versus Stalker Disruptor Tempest. Which one's better? And you don't really know until you get in that a few times. You lose and you go,
you try.
Did I not micro properly? And then you go on a unit tester. So I think that's kind of how some players like Champion, and probably like me as well, and it looks like Dread, how I see him play most commonly, is play for the late game and improve that way. Then you start to mix in your chooses.
Yeah, definitely.
What is Protoss up to?
Yeah,
They're not building probes.
Vlad is cannon rushing.
This is a cannon rush.
This is a cannon rush. He's probably going to see the 3 pylons on the top of the ramp. Whether this is a gateway cannon rush or... Wow. Wait.
I see it, Kenny, because he doesn't have it.
No, the Overlord comes back. He does see it. The drone's
right, okay.
here. This is a huge place for the drone. The drone just needs to sit here. More drones need to be pulled. Oh, this is actually...
He can wall off a cannon on the low ground, though.
That's true. That is true.
It's not up yet.
He
didn't get the pylon up.
Oh, he needs to go back for the cannon. Needs to pull more drones. What's he doing?
So I think he's probably going to give it up and go into Ravager. I think that's the
Okay.
best way to hold this.
Yeah.
The problem is his pool it feels late to me. The cannon reaches that bottom gas, which
Yeah, so you
that's
lose the
annoying.
gas, yeah.
But Sumo has taken the other gas, which is just awesome. Understanding of what he's
Yeah.
going to lose that eventually, so he can transfer him across. He's also cancelled these. Now, he's built on his third. This is great.
Yeah, but there's a probe there, and the probe can like re-cannon it. And now once like the cannons come down here on a wall, it's very hard to go and defend that third if cannons start coming up.
Yeah, but what you can also do is wait for the pylons to get built and the cannons to warp in, then cancel it. So
Yeah, that's definitely
there's
true.
a bit of counterplay there. But there, okay, he's going into Roach. He's going to hold this with Ravager. This is the most common thing. This kind of favors the player that revels in the chaotic craziness of
definitely.
not pure timings, and I should have 4 workers at the 4 zealots at this time, and I should be able to pressure his third. This really favors the chaotic player here that sort of makes up what they're going to do on the spot and reads the game as they go along.
Yeah, so Robo coming out, like you also just discussing just before we started getting into the game that Vlad does like this sort of does like cannon rushing, especially you and Ladder. It has been cannon rushed before. Okay, so we're seeing 1 shield battery. We're probably going to see multiple shield batteries, and then mortal poppers start building. 2, 3 roaches are on the way. The problem with not having the second gas, guys, especially on this map, it's very problematic. You can't build as many ravages as you'd otherwise want. But this third does come down. I wonder if Sumo will start building units from the third.
No, that's a great point. Yes, you saying that now, I think cannon rushes might be really strong on this map.
Yeah.
One thing I did like what Sumo did is he sent his Overlord over just to check if there are any cannons building at the third, so he knows there's none now. If he can deal with what's going on in his main, he'll be able to start droning his third or his nat.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I wouldn't have even mind like some units being built from the third to try and kill like some of these pylons. Like that pylon powering the robo, there's just 1 pylon there. It's the only pylon powering the robo. If that goes down, then Vladizor suddenly has no production.
Yeah, he could even spine. He could spine,
definitely.
Push. Like he could make drones at the third and then spine push his way in. But I gotta be honest, if I was Zerg, I'd have no real idea what to do from here.
There's a lot of units for Sumo here, though. Honestly.
Yep.
The shield battery is on the right hand side. Like I feel like the immortal has to sit on the right hand side. Yeah, there's still.
I think with his queens, he needs to transfuse the
ravages.
And how many biles do you need to kill a?
Where's the biles?
He's gonna get the pylon.
He does get the pylon, but I didn't see any biles there. Oh,
how many biles to kill a cannon?
It is a fair few. Oh, there's no units, and Sumo's still not building anything from his hatchery. Has 700, 800 minerals.
These 2 ducks are super strong.
Oh, that pylon getting back up as well. 6 pylons.
Yeah.
6 or 5. We've got 2 people in chat saying. So yeah, still more units being built, but yeah, like if this third base could have actually been mining the entire time or something, could have had lings.
I think the game's just hectic and being
definitely.
So he's forgotten, but
GG. Well played.
That's where you hear Tasteless or Artosis talk about this, where if you're aggressive and you do that sort of build, you're going to have way more practice at it.
That's true.
So Sumo's probably, he hasn't had that practice against him, but Vlad, he might have done that 4 times a day on ladder, so he's going to understand how it transitions and that sort of thing.
Definitely.